Back in 2017, two big science fiction films came out. And today I'd like to talk about their relevance to a certain person becoming president. 2017 is 8 years ago now, and it might be hard to remember how excited people were for these movies. Not only were they continuations of big franchises, but they had interesting directors attached. Rian Johnson and Denis Villeneuve. I'm sure Looper and Arrival will be seen as part of a golden era of science fiction cinema. So it was really cool to think that these directors were both taking on these big franchise movies. I don't really want to talk about what makes these movies good or bad. I want to talk about Ray and Kay, the protagonists of these movies. Back in the present day of 2025, or whenever you're watching this, could I just ask you to like and subscribe? Thanks. The original Star Wars trilogy and the first Blade Runner raised specific questions about the identity of their heroes. These may be spoilers for 50-year-old movies that everyone's seen, but in The Empire Strikes Back, we find out that Luke is Vader's son. And in Blade Runner, Deckard might be a replicant. So as sequels, both The Last Jedi and Blade Runner 2049 have mysterious elements kind of baked in. Rey was set up in The Force Awakens, but we don't know a huge amount about her other than that she seems like a normal person with amazing Jedi powers, which may sound familiar. And in Blade Runner 2049, Kay is confirmed to be a replicant from the outset, but could he be something more? Could he be the son of Deckard from the first movie, the first ever replicant child? So, essentially, both of these movies are about characters discovering who they are. And the big question is, why did this matter in 2017? Well, if you cast your mind back, this chap called Donald Trump had just become president of America, and he would have been campaigning when these movies were being produced. Trump promoted this idea that he was special. He came from a rich family, he took over his father's business in his early 20s, he became a celebrity. Trump was a golden child, like he was the offspring of the American dream. What's more is that a lot of Trump's rhetoric and the imagery around his campaign leaned into making him out as a hero who could lead America out of the darkness and into a brighter future.
And we need a truly great leader now.
Academic Ron Hill even suggests that Trump's Twitter feed followed the same beats as a heroic monomyth like Star Wars. Trump's narrative was that it was his destiny to rule America.
It is your destiny.
And this man running for president was divisive, especially in more liberal parts of America like Hollywood. So what did Star Wars and Blade Runner do with this? They said both Rey and Kay aren't born heroes. They aren't like Trump. They're the opposites.
You come from nothing. You're nothing.
Kay is just another replicant that came off a biotechnological production line. But faced with this disappointment, they don't give up. They carry on fighting, having learned something about themselves. They make decisions and sacrifices to do what's right, to prove themselves. So both The Last Jedi and Blade Runner 2049, consciously or not, say that maybe there are no heroes. Maybe those old stories no longer apply, that we're all just human beings or biomechanical organisms who are trying to make the best of what we've got. And I think that's a really powerful message.